Today on Sporty News, Aurélien, Chedjou, and fashion brands. Yao Ming retires, Maradona is in an accident, Tony Parker is in a cartoon, and Alizée Cornet's phone gets her noticed. Soccer players are fashion brands' best customers, and Lille defender Aurélien Chedjou is no exception. Trey Sports caught up with him in Douala, Cameroon, and asked him what he wears.
I wear Dolce Gabbana, Armani, Hugo Boss. I wear a bit of everything, Vuitton. But honestly, I don't really look at the brand much. If I like the piece of clothing, I don't care what people will say about it. If I like it, and it looks good on me, then I'm happy. But of course you can't compare Dolce & Gabbana with some other cheap brand. Something by Dolce & Gabbana is much nicer than the same thing by another brand. So, brands are what attract me to clothing, and not the fact that they'll be seen by a lot of people.
Yao Ming won't torment NBA baskets any longer. The tallest and most talented Chinese player in history was forced into retirement by a series of injuries. His left foot can no longer support his 2.3-meter frame. Yao Ming will leave a double extra-large hole in the NBA. Between 2002 and 2011, he represented China 8 times in the All-Star Game. More importantly, the Great Wall was incredibly effective in promoting basketball in his homeland. The party even honored him with the title Laomo, or Model Worker. What will the 30-year-old do now? Invest in Chinese basketball? Switch gears? Option 2 would help him escape a sad reality. Yao Ming and his 229 centimeters are in fact the product of a little-known Chinese policy to bring athletes together for the sole purpose of spawning a champion. Yao's mom and dad were 188 and 208 centimeters tall. 17 years after his career ended, we finally found a way to stop Diego Maradona. Put a bus in front of him. That's the conclusion we reached after analyzing his car accident on July 12th in Buenos Aires. Maradona's car crashed into a bus run by the company Sol de Oro. It almost sounds like Pipe de Oro and the bus were meant to meet. Rest assured, Maradona fans, despite a short stay in the hospital, Diego came away from the accident unharmed. At the same time, after getting over his addiction to hard drugs and his weight problems, you have to wonder what will send him to his grave. But look on the bright side. We bet the passengers on the bus were thrilled about the fender bender. One day they can tell their grandchildren that they met God himself. Tony Parker dreamt about it, M6 did it. A big fan of Dragon Ball Z, Flash Kicker, and Knights of the Zodiac, TP will star in the cartoon Basque Up in time for back to school in France. In the game, Tony travels to the US and meets young basketball hopefuls with can-do attitudes. He takes them under his wing and helps them to reach the final of a prestigious basketball tournament. The virtual Tony Parker remains true to the real one, a slender frame and a charming smile. The technological feat required over 2 years of hard work by graphic designers who could count on the unfailing support of the Spurs leader. The result, 26 22-minute episodes are ready to be aired. We wonder who will attract a bigger audience, Tony Parker or Eva Longoria on Desperate Housewives. TP had fun in Corsica in between episodes. He tried out a new pastime that is ultra trendy among the rich, Jetlev, an invention worthy of Jules Verne. With a water-propelled jetpack strapped to his back, TP hovered 8 meters above the Mediterranean with his pal DJ Cut Killer. Could flying high have inspired him to soar to new NBA heights? Sometimes athletes will do whatever it takes to get noticed, especially when they're losing. Tennis player Alizée Cornet left her cell phone on during a match against top seed Caroline Wozniacki at the Swedish Open. The result, a serious loss of focus, but not for who you might think. Alizée lost the match. Should the phone have rung earlier as a wake-up call? Or maybe the call in question was part of the game between Alizée and a young man who was telling her that she wasn't alone in her time of need.